Okay, class. So for today's discussion, we will continue about our lesson 2, environment and market. I'm your teacher, Sir Jimmy Guban. So let us start now our podcast discussions. Environment and market. Introduction. The people in the marketplace who are selling items or offering services for a free are called entrepreneurs. Some of the businessmen may be as simple as selling vegetables on the sidewalk or carting instant coffee around. Others may involve larger amounts of capital like selling meat, rice, and grocery items. Whatever the size of the business is, the person who owns it can be considered an entrepreneur. So, in other words, an entrepreneur is a person who creates and manages any business by identifying a need and benefiting from the opportunity. This usually comes with considerable risk, personal sacrifice, and initiative. We usually see the entrepreneur as an individual who innovates and produces new ideas, goods, or services. They are also at risk of losing their own capital. They run that risk because, like any other business in the world, there is a chance of failure. So, an entrepreneur can be the owner, a partner, or in some cases, the majority shareholder in the said business. They usually assume all rules that involve managing the business activities. Entrepreneurs are important components of capitalist economy. They are important because they contribute to the development of new goods and services. So how business are born? Firstly, we have based on a need. There is a saying that goes, necessity is the mother of all inventions. Many of the clever products we enjoy today were invented to answer certain needs. So for example, during the World War II, the dangers of being exposed to the sun were very high among the soldiers in the Pacific. So the sunscreen or sunblock was developed. Another example is the invention of the disposable diaper. Marion Donovan was a mother who decided to improve on the cloth diapers that were uncomfortable for babies and used pens as fasteners. So in 1946 also, Donovan designed a leak-proof diaper cover from the shower curtains and replaced the pens with metal snaps. Her invention became the prototype for disposable diaper. So in the Philippines, Atina Ballesteros saw the need for an alternative to the noisy smoke-belching jeepneys that consume a lot of diesel. She worked with Solarco to design the electric jeepney that silently and smoothly flies some roads in Makati City today. So, how a business are born? So, for starting a business, it involves many activities related to organizing the organization. Most entrepreneurs started their business because they wanted to do something they love or were inspired by an idea they truly believe in. So, starting a business is an investment in yourself and an opportunity for personal growth. So, on July 4, 2007, the Makati City in the Philippines has this kind of green renewable independent power producer, and Greenpeace launched a pair of electric jeepneys or e-jeepneys into the service trials. So compared with traditional jeepney, A jeepney is more cost effective, does not produce smog, reduce air pollution, its associated health effects is more preferred by a majority of riding public due to its safety, environment friendly, and comfortable ride. So those are examples of how business are born. So another reason for starting a business is the availability of resources. This is especially true in countries that are rich in raw materials like the Philippines. So the kapis shells are ordinary shells that used to be abundant in Philippine coastal communities. Some creative people discovered how these lovely shells could be hammered, flat, and smooth into translucent decorative materials. So in addition to this, capiz shells are also used as raw materials for glue, for chalk, and for varnish. Traditionally, capiz shell was used as a substitute or alternative for glass, which is why the placenta mollusk is nicknamed the window pane oysters. Currently, most capiz goods still come from the Philippines, where harvesting and working with the shell has become a signature handicraft of the region. Entrepreneurship starts when you recognize that there are saleable goods and services based on the needs of the people and the available resources. Goods are products like soap, goods, household items, and etc. While services include hair salons, spas, contract building, etc. Note that entrepreneurship aims for a business opportunity out of the products. So, in summary, entrepreneurs are people who seek the need for a product or service and take the risk of putting up capital to sell the product or render the services. In addition to this summary, businesses are created to answer a need and cater for a demand. It may also be based on the availability of resources. In this case, goods may be produced and marketed without necessarily having an existing demand. There are general characteristics that make a successful entrepreneur. These include the ability to recognize and supply a need, and the desire to market skills or talent. Entrepreneurs also have to be hardworking, patient, and dedicated to succeed. Those are personal entrepreneurial competencies that we already discussed in our previous lessons. Moreover, they have to love the business they are in because this will inspire them or inspires them to work not just for money but for self-fulfillment. SWOT analysis. Aspiring entrepreneurs need to explore the economic, cultural, and social conditions prevailing in an area, needs and wants of the people in a certain area that are not met may be considered business opportunities. So the opportunities in the business environment are factors that provide responsibilities for a business to expand and make more profit. Constraints, on the other hand, are factors that limit business growth, hence reduce the chance of generating profit. So one of the best ways to evaluate opportunities and constraints is to conduct this SWOT analysis. Stands for the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. SWOT analysis is a managerial tool used to assess the environment. It It is used to gather important information, which is then used in strategic planning. Strengths and weaknesses are internal in an organization. So, in other words, when we say SWOT analysis, it is a simple but useful framework for analyzing your organization's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It helps you to build on what you do well, to address what you're lacking, to minimize risks for a business, and to take the greatest possible advantage of chances for a business to be successful. Opportunities and threats exist in the external environment. Opportunities relate to the market, new technologies, and the external factors such as government policies, climate, and trends. Threats replace what competitors are doing. It is also includes legal and other constraints. Now that you have read some important considerations to explore to be successful in any business, you are now ready to explore more about environment and market. So, business opportunity is the initiator of business venture, and it consists of a series of circumstances in the market that enable turning a business idea into a business venture. If you actively seek opportunities, you will find new products for all markets or customers. The successful entrepreneurs search to find new ways to please all customers. Each new need or new wants exhibit by your market is an opportunity which you can take advantage with other competitors. So first we have product development. So when we talk about product development, we are referring to a process of making a new product to be sold by a business on enterprise to its customers. Product development may involve modification of an existing product or its presentation or formulation of an entirely new product that satisfies a newly defined customer's needs, wants, and or a marketplace. So, in other words, product development comprises of all the processes which leads the formation of a product starting from the initial idea to the sale of the final product. It is the key tool to keep the companies in competition with the competitor products and to keep up with the changes and trends in the market. There are basic yet vital questions that you can ask yourself about product development. When you find acceptable answers, you may now say that you are ready for production. There are basic yet vital questions that you can ask. When you find acceptable answers to them, you may now say that you are ready to develop product or render services. So these questions includes the following. Number 1, for whom are the product services aimed at? What benefit will the customers expect from the product services? Next, how will the product service differ from the existing brand? Next, from its competitors. So in addition, needs and wants of the people within an area should also be taken into big consideration. Everyone has his or her own needs and wants. However, each person has different concepts of needs and wants. Needs in business are the important things that an individual cannot live without in a society. So this includes basic commodities for consumptions, clothing and other personal belongings, shelter, sanitation, and health and education. Basic needs and wants. Basic needs are essential to an individual to live with dignity and pride in a community. These needs can obviously help you generate business ideas and subsequently to product development. Wants are on the other hand are desires, luxury, and extravagance that signify wealth and expensive way of living. Wants or desires are considered above all the basic necessities of life. So, in addition to this, wants are desires for goods and services we would like to have but do not need. Needs are a special kind of wants and refer to things we must have to survive, such as food, water, and shelter. A need is something thought to be a necessity or essential items required for life. And a want, on the other hand, is something unnecessary but desired or items which increase the quality of living. For example, includes a laptop, a car, or any extravagant things.